Hey, what's up guys? So you know it's best here. The new LG G6 has been announced and LG was kind enough to send me a first look unit. So I'm gonna go ahead and get into the unboxing and we're gonna see what this phone is bringing to the table. Now first up, you will notice that this is not gonna be the official box and nor is this the official final phone. And LG was very clear on that because software and hardware changes could happen. More than likely the hardware changes not, but they could release software updates that could make this phone better. So I'm not gonna be doing a full review on this phone just yet. This is just my first look. All right, so now it's time to get this G6 undressed and out of this bubble wrapping to get my first look at this phone. And LG is promising that this phone is going to be a more premium phone compared to the G5, and I can tell you that that is definitely the case because they opted to go with a metal/glass enclosure, which makes it feel great in your hand, and also too it looks way better than the G5 that came out last year. So with this change in focus on the design and build quality, LG is actually bringing the G series of their phones like the G5 and this G6 closer to their V series of phones like the V10 and the V20. And they made little changes like getting rid of the slight camera bump that was on the G5 and little things like that that really make this phone a step up and more competitive when it comes to other top premium phones on the market. Some other notable hardware changes is that this phone does have wireless charging and also is water and dust resistant now, so you can dunk it in a glass of water and it should be just fine. And before we move on, let's have a moment of silence to the removable battery. LG is killing that with this G6, and now you will have an embedded 3300 milliamp battery that you cannot take out, which is just catching up to everything else on the market right now, but it was good while it lasted. Good thing is that you still do have a micro SD card slot, so if the 32 or 64 gigabyte configurations aren't enough for you, you can always add more storage later. And then the one hardware features that everybody has been clamoring for me to get to down in the comments below, yes, I see you typing them. Does it have a headphone jack? Yes, it does. Good. Now the biggest hardware change is literally the bigger display on this phone. The G5 had a 5.3-inch display and this new G6 has 5.7 inches, coming in at a resolution of 2880 by 1440 and 564 ppi, and it is an 18:9 ratio, which is unique because most phones come in 16:9. Now what this means is that this display is going to be able to display more things on the screen at one time. So this works best if you're trying to view a lot of pictures or read text and you're trying to see as much text on the screen before you have to start scrolling. And also too, if you're doing split screen with some of the apps, you have a lot more real estate to work with and it doesn't feel as cramped. And this G6 also supports HDR10 and also is the first smartphone to have Dolby Vision technology inside of it. And both of these things are going to make your video viewing experience a lot better, especially as video that are optimized for both of those formats. But now what about that software though? Well, LG has hit it on the head finally for the first time in a couple years with me, because I haven't been a big fan of the skin and the UI and the way things look on past LG phones, but this is the first phone from LG that I really started using and I didn't have a problem with the software. I wasn't looking to try to change things that as much, and everything is very streamlined, everything looks better and flows better, and so LG really kind of hit it on the head now finally with the software that really goes with the updated hardware. And now finally onto the cameras. Well, the front facing camera is coming in at 5 megapixels and it does have a wide angle lens, so you'll be able to get everybody, including my big head, inside of that selfie. And they've also brought back the rear dual camera setup. Now one of the things to note is that the top megapixel counts for this rear cameras is going to be 13 megapixels instead of 16 megapixels like it was last year with the G5, and so that shouldn't make a big difference. But one good thing that they have done is that they've made the megapixel count with the wide angle lens and the standard lens the same, where last year the wide angle lens was a little bit lower in megapixel count, and you can see the difference in quality when you're zooming in on things. Now one of the better things while taking pictures is the new camera app, and the camera app does take advantage of that 18:9 screen ratio, so you're actually able to view the pictures on the side of the display as you take them. So once you take a picture, you can quickly tap on that and look at it to see how it turned out. So now you can choose to go ahead and take another picture if you need to, and it's just a good way to keep track of all the pictures that you have taken. And LG has also made a standalone app called Square Camera, and this one will split the display up in two, and you'll be able to see what you're about to take the picture of and quickly see that image that you've taken. And that's just another way for you to be able to quickly snap photos, especially if you're one of those people who's never satisfied with the first photo that you take. And so as I mentioned before, this may not be the final version of the phone, so I'm not going to be reviewing or being really critical on a lot of different things about this phone so far, but I will say my first impressions of this phone are very positive, and it's definitely a step up from what the G5 was last year, and they've definitely improved on all the things that I really wanted to see them make better with this phone. So it's definitely a good step in the right direction, but we'll see when the final phone comes out how it stacks up against all the other top smartphones on the market. So right now, leave your comment down below what you think about this G6. Is this a phone that you want to get? Let me know, and also make sure you do follow me on all my social media. All those links will be down below. And like always, guys, thanks for watching this video, and I will catch you later. Peace.